What is up, my dudes? Welcome back. I know it's been a while since I've been back, and also today I'm gonna show you the top 5-10 RP vehicles that you can use. These are vehicles that I recommend. Yeah, you can't have cop cars and stuff, but I got a good substitute for a good cop car for you, and that would be one of the newer cars. Well, actually, yeah, it is still one of the newer cars, but it's somewhat new. It's gotten like a new old now. So since this new update has came out, we got a bunch of more cars that I'd like to show you. So if you guys having some time struggling about getting some vehicles and stuff, don't know what kind of car you want to roleplay with, well, I'm here to help you do that. So here are the top 10 vehicles for you. One of them is the Dominator SX, which is basically the Dodge, or also known as the Scat. Most people call this car the Scat because it's a lovely vehicle to roleplay with, especially with that it looks really nice. Not to mention, I mean, you guys can add underglow and stuff, paint it gray or whatever kind of basic color you want, and voila, you got yourself a nice realistic RP car. Not to mention for its interior, which does have like an actual touchscreen model, but I know it's no simple to IRL type stuff, but it comes close to the more realistic car for you to play in when you're like in RP communities such as Broforce RP or any other RP server. And basically I use this car a lot personally when I'm in my Broforce RP or when I'm hosting. Sometimes I'll get like this car and I'll just drive around in it because one, it looks nice and it looks super ultra realistic, not to mention the rims on it and the ducktail spoiler. It has realistic features as well. I mean, you can change up the horn too and stuff, and it overall just a nice car to RP with. Moving number 2, the Opponent Dukes. What a nice vehicle, also featured in the very first Fast and Furious film. It was driven by Dominic Toretto and was overall a nice car. You would find this car parked in its garage and stuff normally when he's talking about the car. I'd highly recommend this car if you're going to do some sort of Fast and Furious film, or if you just want to overall have a legitimate Fast and Furious RP. Therefore, I got good vehicles for that too coming up in the next video. But also, this is a really lovely car. Recommend it. Overall looks nice, especially when you're cruising around in an RP server with it, or if you're just, having some fun driving around with friends. Lovely car to show off. Definitely recommend it for RPs and car meets. Number 3, also known as the Coil Raiden, but aka the Tesla in real life. This thing can actually push 0 to 60 pretty much in almost 1 second in the game, which is absolutely phenomenal. Recommended for racing players as well. Also, overall a great RP vehicle since it is basically the Tesla in GTA. Fitted with its glass roof. The glass roof isn't really bulletproof, although it can break. Yes, its turning really sucks, but more recommended for car meets and role plays. Nice to show up to a car meet with a Tesla, because not really many people have a Tesla. Some people have it, other people don't. Overall, would love this vehicle, and I recommend it for role plays. Handles lovely. Well, handles actually okay, but also its looks are actually, you can tell for what it is. So recommend it if you want to be one of those folks driving a Tesla, driving really slow. Don't know why Tesla drivers drive so slow, but recommended. Next vehicle up, we got the Baller ST, also known formidably as a Range Rover, awfully driven by so many rich people, and you already know how many rich people have driven this car before, but also therefore looks great in an RP. Really recommend this vehicle. Handles nicely, turns really nicely as well. If you guys want to find this car, you'll probably find it in Legendary Motorsport. As for me, I got this as gifted during around Christmas time. This was back when I made that Christmas video. If you guys actually fully recognize this car, as from the Christmas time video that I made back in the past. Although I love this car, handles nicely. I use it in most RPs quite often actually. And if you guys want to join Rover RP, again, I'll leave that link down below. And this is a really nice car. I have no words for it, especially since it has like the tinted windows. It goes really well if you add limo tinted windows along with the rims that I got here. You know, it goes well. And it is also very fast if you need to go fast. And I know it don't seem fast, but when you find your car getting stolen in an RP, believe it, I had it stolen in an RP once, and it took off, and they were driving it. It was just crazy. Yeah. So this is a highly recommended vehicle. I recommend it for mostly RPs. Therefore, it's really not a quite formidable car to go in a car meet with. Due to because it is not really, there's not really much to look at, but I recommend this more for RPs, so go check it out on legendarymotorsports.com to buy this one. Next one, car number 4. Well, quite frankly, not so much as a car, more so as a limousine, something that you probably would see in LA or Vegas, somewhere around there, but probably more in Vegas because you see them around so much, but I know a limousine is really not the way to go because no one really drives these things unless you're just goofing off in a public lobby. But although not really recommended for car meets, although it is something to look at, kind of, I guess, but not really. It's nothing that phenomenal because everybody's already seen it, I'm pretty sure by now. So it's one for RPs because, one, who doesn't want to play as the fancy rich guy who's driving around in a nice Hummer limo rather than some other lame limo that you see all the time. I mean, come on, you gotta mix it up a little bit in RPs, and one of those vehicles is this one, which is actually pretty nice. It's got some nice rims, comes with some nice rims that, just quickly note, I only changed the color, I didn't change anything about the car except for the top light, but you know, you guys can add that in Los Santos Customs. To get this car, you have to go on to Southern San Andreas Super Autos, and you should see it. It's pretty much a Hummer limousine, that's all. Very nice, handles lovely, although it is really smooth on the road, so expect less controller vibration, actually. That tells me how good the suspension is. That's what I'm going by here, is controller vibration. Also, it is really nice, especially if you tint the windows, but see, I didn't tint my windows, I just left them alone. But yeah, it doesn't come with tinted windows, sadly. You have to tint them by yourself. And yes, there are lights inside. They only light up during the night, which is actually pretty cool, unless you have your windows tinted, I don't know. But yes, you can add underglow and stuff, make it look fancy, and change the horn to whatever horn you want. And yeah, on to the next car. Right, welcome to car number 5. Actually, one of the more favorite cars. This car is really nice. It is called the Sentinel, the Uber Matrix Sentinel, I believe it's called, something like that. Yeah, basically this car is really nice, really recommended for RPs. One, there's a reason being for this car. There's a reason why I like this car. Two, it is also a drop top, so you know, ever got that feeling when you're pulling up to a red light and you just want to drop the top down, you know? Well, with this car, you can gladly do so. Well, that light turned green, but yeah, which makes a perfect RP car. And plus, this is, let's face it, the whole city is based off of LA, and if you're doing like an LA/downtown RP, well, then this is the perfect car to you. Well, actually, yeah, it is the perfect car to you because, one, you're in LA. Two, who doesn't want to drop the top down when you're in LA and feel the nice cool air from the shade of the tall buildings? Why not? Also, when there's a massive heat wave, there you go. Perfect. And yeah, despite its like looks and therefore it is a pretty old car, it's not much to look at. Don't recommend this bringing it up to car meets, but although very cool car. Next one, car number 6. Yes, I know, it doesn't look like much of an RP car, but believe me when I say this. Ever wanted to do a NASCAR RP? Well, you can if you just get this car off of I think it's Southern San Andreas Super Otter. It's where you probably would find, yeah, that's where you would find this car. That's where all the race cars are at. But if you get this car, you can do some NASCAR RPs. What I mean by NASCAR RPs, and you're probably wondering, well, where would be a good track? Where would I go for a track? How would I do a NASCAR RP? Well, you guys can go down to the horse tracks nearby the Diamond Casino and do a little NASCAR RP. I've done one of these, I've done an RP in one of these before, and it is pretty fun to do a little NASCAR RP, especially when you find yourself accidentally crashing. You know, got the fire truck that has to come in and stuff. Yeah, but I recommend this vehicle for RPs if you're gonna do like a NASCAR race RP and stuff like that. Great. Not so good on car meet wise, really not great. I don't really recommend this vehicle in car meets because, one, let's be honest here, it's nothing much to look at, but you already know what it is. It is what it looks, it is what it seems, and yeah. Lovely car to role play with and do little races with here and there on this track. Handles really nicely, actually, surprisingly actually nicely. And moving on to the next RP. This is Weasel News, confirming your prejudices or whatever the crap they say. Next up, we got some cars drinking coffee and a man snorting coffee up his nose hole. Yes, you said it. Coming back to you, Trent. Ah, the Weasel News van. One of the most lovely cars to have. Well, actually, scratch that. Not really lovely, therefore, because one, it is a van. Two, this is something you gotta take out the streets to have the livery. You can't put liveries on these vans, so if you want like certain types of vans of this, you gotta steal it off the streets. I mean, for me, I see these everywhere among Los Santos. You just gotta go in this central area, you'll find the van, like this area right here. You'll find it sitting around, sometimes around in the hood area. You'll find it everywhere. Don't mind the underglow and the fancy rims and stuff like that, but although this is the best RP vehicle you have, besides, who doesn't like sipping a cup of coffee, waking up to the morning news, or sometimes watching it at night? Don't know why people do that, but there you go. Now you can cruise and make nightly news in your own news van, I guess, with no cameras and stuff. But yeah, despite the fact that there's no satellite dish or whatever that's on the top of it, but come on, a great car to sip a cup of coffee and drive with, you know, gotta have that nice vibe. You gotta be in the know what's going on or whatever it is that these news stations be doing, you know. After all, it is Weasel News, confirming your prejudices. Okay, I know it's not much to look at, but don't start turning gray yet, but look. This is something that everybody likes, okay? Probably not. But something I like. Well, something I vibe around in the middle of a lobby or full of players killing each other. Second you pull up in this, guaranteed they'll stop killing each other the second you blare out that music. You guys know it, it's the party bus. I know mine's different, but understand this. It is a good RP vehicle. If you want to have one of those festival RPs or whatever, do certain types of RPs. Sometimes you gotta be creative with role plays. That's just how it works. Just don't go around killing each other like a normal lobby. But yes, the best car, the best vibe bus. I call it the vibe bus, quote unquote, but yes. You guys can hold off your toe-sucking business and just jam out to the music. That's how I roll. Wait, what? No. We just jam to the music. That's right. You guys know it. It's the party bus where you just chill, vibe, cruise around the street, enjoy it, or park it up in some little car meet. Also, I highly recommend this bus for a car meet. If you guys are going to do a car meet, pull up with a bus like this. Stack it out. Do what you gotta do, because I'm sure you guys have one. I know you guys have one. Pull up in this bus, because the reason being, music makes the car meets better. If you add music to a car meet, especially flick on West Coast Classics, play that Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, or whatever's going on right there. Flick it onto West Coast. If you want one of those other vibes, you can flick it to East Los FM, you know. get some real good vibes going on over there. Chill out, jam out with players. I know, griefers, listen. Let's not be hasty. Let's not start throwing missiles like a little 2-year-old again out of your crib. Don't jump out of your crib yet, and don't dip your chip into that sauce yet. Hear this. The reason why we do car meets and role plays is because it is different, and let's be honest here, griefing stuff constantly gets boring. All you're doing is just killing them. Yes, I know you're killing them in creative ways, different ways, but RPs, they're more fun to look at and more fun to do. Especially, it's like filming a movie, pretty much. And plus you get a chance to show off your vehicles. Who doesn't want to show off their vehicles? And this is it for this is actually the last vehicle that I'm going to show you today here, folks. Stay tuned for whenever I do this again. Also, I'll leave it a link down in the description to join the Discord server. I'm sorry if you guys are in my Breakfast RP chat. I cannot link it to the PS4 chat because the reason being, PlayStation wants to be a toe-loving person and just take away links because well, let's just say it's because people then, let's say this, using fake domain links just to get people like the address so they can take them offline. I mean, come on. What a waste of your time, fellas. Like, people are gonna flip their shit over not being able to play. Also, yeah. Anyways, more videos coming up soon, and stay tuned for a short film that will be coming up soon. I guarantee you it's gonna be nice. We're gonna have some new stuff coming up and new vehicle reviews since this update's come out. You know, we got all this car meet stuff, and if you guys are interested in joining my RP/car meet community, because it's not just RP, my car meets in that community are rewarded. You guys can get $1 million every time you win a car meet in the GTRP. Therefore, the winner gets to do a bogged in with me, and I just gave you pretty much $1 million for winning a car meet. I mean, it is good. I mean, who can't turn down that? Some of the car meets, they're worth 2 mil, which that would be 2 bogged-ins, 3 mil, 3 bogged-ins, and so on. It depends on the type of event that's going on. Sometimes we even have RP events where we have a car meet that is rewarded. It happens randomly in this community. So keep note, this is a brand new community. Don't expect it to be full. I just barely restarted the community, so I had a major reset from last year because there's too much commotion going on in it. So I resetted the whole server. Everything's probably different, newer. You'll see some new stuff that you probably haven't seen before if you're a returning person to the server. Go check it out, join the server, and read the rules and stuff. Pretty soon the rules are going to be overcoming updates since tasers were added to the game. So yeah, please note, this is not an RP server. This is just the invite-only session to RP peacefully among other players. Let's face it, this is a whole community. This is to help you guys actually have better RPs and actually have better RPs. This is for people who want better RPs and, let's face it, free money and rewards and GTA 5 rewards. Stuff like that. And if you guys want to join the crew, you guys are going to have to DM me from that server in order to join the crew. And also, crew members get paid $1 million pretty much every 2 weeks on Fridays. Anyways, that's it today, folks. Peace out, we out, take care.